Good morning. It is December 4th, 2023. On this video here, I want to talk about um, having your health. Now, this is something that I want to kind of, talk about. This is um, something that I think a lot of people take for granted, and they really don't understand, you know, the issues that people can deal with. You know, I have cerebral palsy, which is a neurological disorder that affects the muscular and nervous and um, skeletal structure, all that stuff. Um, and so I want to just do this video with that in mind. Now, that's just my example. There's others that I know people are dealing with just some serious stuff. And so, but I wanted to talk about the whole thing about, people just don't understand. Sorry, I'm trying to get myself situated. People who don't understand, that certain things are harder for people. For me, um, literally every single aspect of the physical things we do in our life, it took me twice as long to learn, to build up strength, to do everything. I'm talking walking, climbing stairs, crawling, sitting up, everything took me probably at least twice as long to learn. And even still, there was, quite a bit of challenges with that. And yeah, I mean, it's just, I want you to think of it this way, think of like an elderly person who is not able to function as well as they used to. That's kind of how it is for me with some areas. Not with everything, but with some, areas. It's kind of like that. It all boils down to, you just deal with what you deal with. And, a lot of people just don't understand that certain things are harder. Like, a lot of people might look at me and say, well, couldn't you work and, make good money and do all this stuff? And, the answer to that is not really to the level that you think. The physical aspect of it, there is not a whole lot that I can do day in and day out and not be in pain and just miserable my entire life. It's just not going to happen, unfortunately. And on the cognitive side of things, I do have autism as well. And so lots of processing disorders, lots of, um, challenges with that. And so the idea of sitting at a desk all day, typing reports, and filing all day long is not going to be a simple thing either. And, let me tell you, that's very, very frustrating when you want to be able to work, but your body will not allow you to in the capacity that you want to. So my message to you with that is, if you have your health and you are able to work, you are able to physically work, cognitively work, all that stuff, and you're able to make good money, please just hear it from me. Count your blessings and, just enjoy it. I mean, because a lot of people, think, oh, it's just so easy. And it's not. I mean, it's not for everybody. I mean, even everyday tasks can take a lot out of me. You know, like, for example, if I'm going to spend a day cleaning the house, I know that the next day I'm going to have to basically, not do much of anything. Um, it's just the way it is. And it just, it's one of those things that I think people just don't get. Like, you know, and yes, I know that everybody gets tired, everybody gets, worn out. But that comes much sooner for me because physically, I just burn out really easily. Like, you know, it doesn't take much. I mean, I burn probably 2 to 3 times as much energy to do every single little tiny thing, pretty much, um, because my muscles are constantly working overtime to, you know, like, I don't know how it feels not to have like stiff muscles and stuff like that. And this is normal for me. Like, for me to just sit here, you know, I'm feeling stiffness and slight pain. It's not like it like hurts, but it's just sore. And so there's just things that, a lot of people don't really take into consideration. And people think that it's just an easy thing, like, oh, you can just do this and you're fine. But it's not that simple. I mean, unfortunately, it's not that simple. Um, and so, and really the moral to this whole video is, and this is the main message I want to get out. For all of you people, and I'm not saying that everybody's like this, I know a lot of people who are not like this at all. But for anybody who is perfectly healthy, has no disability, no health conditions, nothing going on, and you are choosing, no, I'm not going to work, or I'm not going to do things, I'm just going to sit on the couch and play video games all day, and, everything like that, I, I'm going to tell you right now, you better really think twice, because, you know, what really bothers me is that there are people who are perfectly healthy who are more than capable of working and being a productive member of society, and they choose not to. They choose to, you know, try to make excuses, try to just sit around, play video games all day, um, you know, or think that, their parents are going to take care of them completely and there's nothing to worry about when they're 25 years old. Um, you know, uh, Things like that, let me tell you, you better really pay attention, because if you have your health and you don't feel, pain, you don't feel exhausted, you don't feel, you know, any of that, you need to be counting your blessings that you have that, because not everybody has that. I don't have that where I have all the energy in the world to do things all day, every day. I mean, yes, I do things like, keep the kitchen clean, keep the house clean, washing the dishes, doing a load of laundry, things like that. But, in terms of like working an 8 hour a day job 5 days a week, that's not going to happen. At least not right now. And I wish it would, because I really do want to work. I really do want to be productive. I really, 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 really do. And I would love to do something more hands-on. I would love to do something in repair and things like that. But I'm not going to be able to do things like that to the level that I want to. Now, that doesn't mean that I won't be able to at all. It just means that, I'm going to have to be limited on that. Like, excuse me, maybe 2 or 3 days a week. And so, so basically what I'm saying is, it's very, very frustrating to be somebody who is disabled, who wants to work, and who has the desire to serve, to work, to do the best that they can, and yet we have perfectly healthy people out there who are choosing not to work, who are choosing to not help out, who are choosing not to take care of things around the household, who are choosing not to help their parents out, because guess what? Even though I do live with my parents, um, that does not mean that everything is free and everything's taken care of for me. I do pay a portion of rent. I do pay for some of my own food. I do pay for a lot of my own stuff. You know, everybody has a responsibility. And just because I live with my parents and I'm not out on my own does not mean I don't have responsibility. And I wanted to say one other thing. You know, I've seen some young people, especially young guys my age, who still don't do laundry. I'm sorry, but if you're physically able to, you have a responsibility to do your laundry. Your mommy shouldn't be washing your clothes when you're, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20 years old or older. I mean, I started doing my own laundry when I was about 9 or 10. So I've been doing it for about 15 years. I do all my own laundry. I do, all of that. I do the vacuuming. I clean the bathrooms. I do the dishes. And I try to keep on top of that stuff. And everybody in the household has a responsibility. Your clothes are your responsibility. Your laundry is your responsibility. Your mommy shouldn't be washing your clothes. I'm telling you. That is not okay. Like, your parents already have enough on their plate. If you're living under your parents' roof, they have enough on their plate. They are working their butts off, most likely if they're still employed. If they're not retired yet, they're working their butts off to run that household, to pay the utility bills, the electric bill, the water bill, the trash removal, the sewer, the internet bill, the cable bill, whatever it is. And you can't take care of your own responsibilities? I mean, I'm sorry, but that is just wrong. I mean, that excuse me, that is just totally wrong. And it should not be allowed. I mean, now, once again, I'm not talking about disabled people. I understand that there are people who are way more disabled than I am. I understand that there are people who are wheelchair bound. I mean, I have seen it, online. I've seen it on Facebook, on Instagram. I've seen where adult children are severely disabled, and I understand that 100%. I am not talking about those situations. But I am talking about the people who are capable of taking care of some responsibilities in the house, and you choose not to. I mean, and, the other thing is, learn how to cook. I mean, now, just in my own defense, I wouldn't say I'm the best cook, but knowing how to cook basic things is very important. You know, knowing how to cook a roast, knowing how to cook a chicken, knowing how to bake, knowing how to, you know, all of those things are important, yes. And you don't have to be an extravagant cook. I'm just saying basic things. Um, you know, because that leads up to responsibility, you know, because you're responsible for taking care of yourself. I mean, now, yes, you know, there are frozen pizzas out there, there are, you know, microwave TV dinners out there, there are all these things, but those get expensive. And, you know, it's not the best to live off of those. Now, you can if you had to, but knowing how to actually cook and knowing how to, you know, take care of yourself that way is very important. Um, you know, I'm just telling you, you know, because this is something that's gotten on my nerves big time, and I know I'm gonna ruffle a lot of feathers, and a lot of people are not gonna like what I'm gonna say. But it makes me so angry when perfectly healthy people complain about working, about how they, you know, how they don't want to do anything, how they don't, how they think it's unfair that they have to work, how they think it's unfair that they have to actually participate in society, how they think it's unfair that they actually have to do something to take care of their own stuff. I mean, I'm sorry, but you have got to get a grip and get your life in order and get everything straightened out, because eventually there will come a day where you will have to do that. And it's better to start learning how to do some of that stuff now and being able to sustain yourself rather than later. And again, I'm talking to a perfectly healthy people. You know. Now, no, I am not perfect at everything that I'm saying, you know. I'm still in the learning process of certain things. You know, I'm 24 years old, and, you know, with my disability, things are not coming easy. Every single thing that I try to do is like pulling teeth trying to get done. It drives me insane. I mean, it's because I'm somebody who actually wants to be a productive member of society, and my body will not allow me to do things that I want to do. So, and like I said, for those who are actually blessed with health and you're able to do everything with ease, please count your blessings and do not take that for granted, because this is coming from somebody who has had a lifelong battle with cerebral palsy, and literally everything was hard work. Every single aspect of my life was hard work. School was hard work with the autism. You know, I was in physical therapy for pretty much my entire childhood. I was, you know, I had to push through a lot of stuff over the years. And yet there are a lot of people who had no issues like that at all, who are perfectly healthy and are more than capable of working, who are like, no, that's just too hard, that's just too boring, that's just, I mean, seriously, I'm sorry, but that pushes my buttons. That really drives me insane. Because here I am with these challenges, and I want to work. I want to go out there and be productive. And my body and, you know, my health conditions just won't allow it. They just won't allow it on that same level. And I would love to work, 40 hours a week or 50 hours a week or something like that. But unfortunately, I cannot do that. I mean, it would literally destroy me physically, mentally. I mean, it's just, now I can probably work about 20 hours a week and be okay. But it just totally sucks. And the other thing I want to mention is, for those who think that being on disability assistance through the government is all peachy and it's luxury, let me tell you, it is not an easy thing. With the health insurance, you can't get the help that you need with certain things. Many people will not take the insurance that's provided to you through SSI, and then they treat you like, oh, you're just, this low income person, and we'll see what we can do for you. And most of the places that will take your insurance are crappy places. It's just, I mean, it is not legit. And you don't get a whole lot coming in with your check every month. This is poverty line stuff. And also, you are not allowed to save a certain amount of money in your checking account. Because otherwise, if you reach a certain threshold, they cut off your check and say, no, sorry, you have too much money. So for those of you who think that being on a government assisted, or government check stuff, it is not fun. It is not easy. So if you are able to work and you are able to, build up a big savings, and you're able to, do all that, and you have no limitations with that, count your blessings. I'm telling you, unless you absolutely have to be on government assistance, you don't want to be. It sucks, and especially for somebody who's financially responsible, it sucks. Now, I will say that it is a blessing, because without this, I wouldn't have anything right now. So, I'm not complaining, because God has blessed me with what He's blessed me with. But I'm just saying, for those of you who think that it's going to be all easy and peachy and stuff, you're going to get all this benefit, and you're going to be treated like a king or a queen or something, that is not going to happen. You're going to be treated like the slime of the earth, basically. That's pretty much how they think of you when you're on government assistance. I mean, I'm sorry, but that's just the way it is. So, but anyway, yeah, I just wanted to come on here and explain that, because I've seen a lot of that, and it's been just driving me crazy, and I have to get it off my chest. And, the other thing is, for those who, are able to work, like I said, you need to count your blessings. You need to stop being so wasteful with your life. Stop being so wasteful with your health. Like drinking, doing drugs, all this stuff, and throwing your health in the trash with drugs, alcohol, stuff like that, because you were blessed with health, and you were blessed with being able to be a productive member of society, and you choose to throw that away. I'm telling you, that's not okay. That just boggles my mind, honestly. So, anyway, I think I've said enough about this. Basically get the point. Yeah, just do not take your health for granted. That's if nothing else ever got through to you in this video, do not take your health for granted. Be grateful for the blessings that you have. So, anyway, thank you for watching. I hope you learned something from this. Please like, comment, and subscribe, and stay tuned for more videos.